Welcome back to the lab. Today we are going into MLB player props. I want the lines that actually fit the matchup. Roop in San Francisco, Soto traffic, Buxton total bases, Jordan total bases, and one strikeout watch. Quick bit of honesty before the board. Yesterday the full card went 3-3, up about half a unit. The home run card had a bad night, and the latter missed on step 1. So it was not a clean sweep, and I am not going to pretend it was. But the player prop section, which is exactly what this video is, went 3-0 for plus 3.5 units. That recap is on screen right now, losses included, because tracked results only mean something if you show all of them. If you would rather have the live version of this, final plays, price checks, board alerts as the numbers move, that runs in the Moneyline Lab board, and I will point you to it at the end. For now, let's build today's props. Start in San Francisco with Landon Roop under 4.5 hits allowed. Nobig is showing plus 130, and this is the first number that caught my eye because the price is better than the fair number on my screen. Roop has allowed only 42 hits in 55 innings, a .210 batting average against, and only 60 total bases all season. That profile fits Oracle Park, where the game is cooler, cleaner for pitching, and not a place where I want to blindly attack every hitter prop. The Diamondbacks are not a dead lineup. Corbin Carroll, Ketel Marte, and that whole top pocket can make this uncomfortable fast. That is why I do not want this at a bad price. But at plus money, the under makes sense, because Roop does not need to dominate for 7 innings. He just needs to avoid the messy first 2 frames and keep the contact from turning into 3 straight clean singles. If he is getting ground balls and early countouts, this prop is alive immediately. If the command is off early and Arizona is seeing him for a second time with traffic already on base, that is the danger. Next prop is Juan Soto over 1.5 hits, runs, and RBIs against Nick Lodolo. The best price I'm seeing is around minus 130. And I like this market more than a normal hits prop because Soto can get there in different ways. A hit can do it. A walk plus a run can do it. 1 RBI swing with traffic can do it. That matters against Lodolo because the issue is not just damage. It is traffic. Lodolo has a 7.20 ERA, a 1.53 whip, 9 walks, and a 6.35 slugging allowed in only 15 innings. That is a lot of ways for a Soto plate appearance to matter. Soto's season line backs up the read. A 294 average, 390 on base, 559 slugging, and a 949 OPS. But the reason I like this as a prop is not just that Soto is a star. It is the way the matchup creates paths. If Lodolo falls behind, Soto can take the walk and still be live for the run part. If Lodolo has to come into the zone, Soto can drive the ball. If the Mets build traffic around him, the RBI piece is live. The price is not beautiful, but the number of ways this can cash is what keeps me on it. Now go to Byron Buxton over 1.5 total bases. I am seeing this around even money, and that is the part I like. The hits prop is usually too expensive with Buxton, so I would rather take the total bases line where 1 double cashes it or 2 singles cash it, and we are not laying a heavy number. Buxton has a .578 slugging percentage and 108 total bases already, so the extra base path is real. The matchup is Anthony Kay at right field, and that is where the board opens up. Kay has a 1.45 whip, 22 walks, and opponents are getting on base too often. The weather is warm, around 80 degrees, so this is not a cold park spot where I need perfect contact. Buxton does not have to be perfect here. He needs 1 ball in the gap, 1 hard ball down the line, or 2 normal hits in a game where Kay can put runners on and pitch from behind. If you do not like the swing and miss risk with Buxton, I understand it. That is the trade-off. But at even money, the payout gives me enough room for that risk. The fourth prop I want on the board is Jordan Alvarez over 1.5 total bases. The best number I see is around plus 130, and I like that more than forcing a shorter, safer market. Jordan is hitting .300 with a .415 on base, .595 slugging, and a 1.010 OPS. One clean swing can clear this line, and two simple base hits can do the same thing. Kumar Rocker is not a pitcher I want to call bad just to make the pick sound easy. He has a 3.6 ERA, but the whip is 1.38, and the walk rate is the part I care about. 20 walks in 45 innings means there are counts where he has to come back into the zone, and Jordan is one of the last bats I want facing me when I have to throw a hittable strike. Globe Life takes the weather question off the table, so this becomes bat quality, matchup, and price. At plus money, I want Jordan's total bases more than a juiced single-hit market. The one strikeout prop I am watching is Nolan McLean over 7.5 strikeouts. Navig is showing plus 129, and the strikeout skill is real, 69 strikeouts in 58 innings, over 10 strikeouts in 58 innings, over 10 strikeouts per 9. So yes, the ceiling is there. But 7.5 is a real line, not a soft one. If the Reds lineup comes out with too many low strikeout bats or the umpire zone looks tight, I do not need to force it. This is a good watch list number, not my favorite main prop. And one pass I want to say out loud, Corbin Carroll over 1.5 total bases is tempting at the plus price. The recent hit rate screen looks strong, and I can see why people would want it. But if my strongest board red is Roop under hits allowed, I do not want to build the same video around the exact opposite game script. Carroll can absolutely beat me. I just prefer the Roop side of the game script at this number. So the player props board for today is Rupp under 4.5 hits allowed, Soto over 1.5 hits, runs and RBIs, Buxton over 1.5 total bases, and Jordan over 1.5 total bases, and Jordan over 1.5 total bases. McLean's strikeouts are the watch. Carroll total bases is the tempting pass. I am not trying to fill the card. I am trying to keep the angles that actually fit. If any of those sound good to you, or if there is another prop on the slate that looks cleaner, let me know in the comments section. If you have made it this far, you have basically watched how I build a prop sport. The read, the price, the reason to pass. That is the free video, and it is yours. The live board is where the execution actually happens. Final plays before the line moves, player prop angles, the home run card, best leans, a real pass list, line move and board alerts, and price checks so you are not stuck betting a worse number than you could have had. All of it is tracked in a public spreadsheet, wins and losses, nothing hidden. It is linked in the description, so you can read the record before you spend $1. It is Moneyline Lab Premium, $39 a month on Discord. For today, use code LAB for 50% off that, and I am holding that price for the first 5 people. After that, it goes back to normal. No pressure either way. The free videos keep coming. But if you want the live board instead of just the recap, the link is in the pinned comment and the description.